Yo, this is why I'm hot. I don't give a fuck. Yo, I'll kick it out, put with someone else's track. I represent South Africa, I put it on the map. Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy HowK, psicólogo gamer, y ahora les voy a traer un video reacción a lo que es la mítica plus Bardoma por parte de los chicos de... no dice, quizás sea de Method, pero bueno, es del circuito de míticas plus MDI 2020. Los afijos son tiránico, es skittish, que es cuando muere uno, se potencia el otro, si no me equivoco, sanguina, y bueno, el de los obeliscos, awaken. Ya. Vamos a darle.
Of this map is knocked, or sorry, of this next game is knocked out of the tournament. The winner faces Perplexed in the lower finals, 1-1 Deplete from Beyond
están yendo por el otro lado.
Alright, let's get our game 3 on as we're seeing Deplete from Beyond and Self-Reliance starting it off with very
el
similar
gusano, loco.
in the middle of the room.
El gusano deletea.
Spike up as well as the unholy DK damages.
Lo estonearon.
As they're going to be trying to
Que
neutralize this as quick as
el
they
monje
can.
estonea.
Dropping incredibly low though. They really got to watch it and continue moving on through that sanguine kite. Hasn't been too much healing from these mobs, if any, so very well played by both of these teams as the matrons are just going down on both sides and they're wrapping things up.
Yeah, what an incredible pull by Deplete from Beyond as they pulled both of the bridge patrols on top of this middle pack, so they're up to 21% because of this extra trash that they pulled on top. We saw Clicks actually getting hit by the
esa máscara también deletea.
By the matron, but did manage to
Fear,
outkill it because
para que no hagan nada hasta que lleguen al boss, me imagino.
150k HPS. Everyone dropping incredibly low by
¿No le cancelaron?
Furrow going down. Looks like one of the Shadow Meld skips didn't work out properly. Now, I'm not really sure why Furrow did release, because I think there's a way for him to come back.
I think you kind of just burn a battle res there and you go.
Yeah,
right? I don't think that you can really spin your tires.
Oh, ¿y la máscara?
And just wait the entire
O ya la mataron, no creo.
Yeah, but that's a lot of damage lost. I mean, it hurts super bad as well because you want to have a battle res just in case as you go into Kragmaw's room because there's always a lot of threat from it. I mean, we'll see if it's going to pay off for them, but starting the boss just a bit later and having your opponents getting a 20-30% lead on the boss, and it adds up quickly.
Yeah, I agree.
Se bajaron la división primero.
Shadow Meld skip didn't work out for them, costing them quite a bit of time. Deplete from Beyond, on the other hand, they are already very low on Elderly Axa here, 30%. It is a tyrannical environment, so these bosses definitely have a lot of HP. Doesn't look like it because of the huge amount of damage those teams are doing, and you can see here really the difference between the hunter damage and the rest of the damage dealers, and this is why you see hunters in bolstering environments and in single target focused dungeons like King's Stress and Workshop because of this huge amount of single target focused damage they can put out.
Absolutely, and you know, I'm always kind of interested to look at how quickly groups start adapting to the meta. It was almost like everybody had the same exact idea, and it was like an honor system of like, okay, if it's bolstering, we play 3 hunters.
Yeah.
And if it's any other dungeon, we play 1 hunter almost every single time, right?
Yeah.
And I was gonna say there's
Las
a lot of
tres
trash mobs who all play double DK.
No.
Just, they had their secret pact and Deplete from Beyond grabbing every
No.
of this room right now. Love the angle from our observers as all of the mobs are going and just compiling.
Y el boss, loco.
One big burst.
Loco, esa araña te deletea, loco.
One of the Bloodstormers tanking onto him right now. 200k HPS going up for the healer. We're gonna see
No.
explode in damage in just a second. But Way of the Crane's gonna be fading very soon, as Kragmaw should be exploding and getting hit by tons of it. There it is. There's the unholy DK damage. We got a little bit of observer lag at the moment, but these guys do not, as they have executed that pull to perfection. I think that's every little mob.
Y ya tiene,
Yeah.
no.
Oh
So
my
they're up
goodness.
to 62% trash, and
Sí.
they've also
Okay, they
beat
missed one.
Kragmaw on top of it.
Unbelievable.
So huge pull coming in by Deplete from Beyond here, and they managed to sanguine perfectly, which is so good to see because this is what we've seen Method EU do as well, but unfortunately they healed up Kragmaw all the way to full. So well done by Deplete from Beyond to deal with the sanguine properly here. And yeah, just what a pull. Self-Reliance on the other hand, taking a little bit of a different approach.
Horrible,
They did pull a lot of trash in the Kragmaw's area, but chose to not pull Kragmaw on top. Now they're dealing with the Wake 'em Up here, the Tank Buster, and they will have to do the Kragma pull afterwards.
Yep, and it's going to be waiting, Self-Reliance is going to be waiting for a lot of their cooldowns
Se
to
fue
come
para
back.
atrás.
It's so tedious and slow to deal with the Tank Buster by itself as they're going through it. So, Play from Beyond getting a great advantage right now with such a strong execution, and they really have such limited amounts of time as they put those pulls together. We're seeing Self-Reliance doing a smaller pull. They're getting the second section of the room, but they're also grabbing some of those skeletons on top of it. So we'll be looking to see how they deal with the big pull, as Kragma has been activated right now. And
Oh, ese gusanito.
again, going out onto the group, almost 300k HPS by the Mistweaver Monk right now. Mikko goes down. They need that battle res. It's a good thing that they didn't use it as well, right? And that's one of the things. It makes sense, right? There's such a deadly pull that goes forward. Thankfully, that charge didn't take them back into more sanguine, and they're around the same kind of HP on boss that we saw at from Beyond when they pulled it off. They're around that 70-80% mark when all the mobs died.
Yeah, so well done by them to pull this initial trash pull off with Kragma on top as well. Not getting any sanguine heals on the boss at least. Very important. Now they're out of battle rests though, so they definitely want to make sure they take care, they don't have any more deaths, specifically from those things from Beyond. We saw Ashwell last time around had some issue here in this boss.
Se muere ese de acá, que hace cura.
Taking him down. So hopefully this around this won't happen.
Mira, oye, loco.
Really low on the boss.
Los que estaban casi no estaban lag.
Oh, that's a ton of ticks right now for the Plate from Beyond.
Y acá es tunelazo nomás.
Before they got
Murió.
overwhelmed, so very well played there by the team, and looks like they're just going to be saddling up and running through and trying to grab
Seguro que lo van a hacer con...
together as they look towards Four-Collar Zancha for their next pull.
Es verdad, una vez lo hicimos, este boss, con unas patas, con todo y un pilar.
Seems like Redtar is just gathering up everything to pull it on top of Zancha. Yeah, they just pulled the whole room. They just really like big pulls with their double DK comp. You know what we haven't seen yet? Triple DKs.
Con todo y el boss,
I've
loco.
heard stories of the triple DK. Yeah, I mean,
Le metieron un zap a esa vaina por si acaso.
Triple, okay? Just watch. Just take
No fue zap, es lo del monje.
1. Unholy DK, right? And they'll take care of everything
Ready to
for
go.
it, okay? It's just all gone. Now,
let me show you a magic trick.
The third one, they're just gonna be, 400k or something like it. They're gonna look like a hunter. Unbelievable. Or worse, they look like a rogue, right? Curie going down, but they do have a res for him. They gotta let the Unholy DKs have their fun,
Yeah, still cost him quite a bit of damage though, because
Sorry, bocinito de WhatsApp. ¿Eso que fue su avatar?
Out, you get those Fastermite stacks, which increase your strength on that single target damage. So getting a death in there, definitely a little bit of a time loss because of that single target damage. It will be lost by Curie, but they're still quite a bit ahead compared to Self-Reliance, who just now managed to finish off Kragma. Now they're probably going to gather up to do a very similar pull to what we see from Deplete from Beyond. But still, quite a bit of time they have to catch up here. Both teams only 2 deaths and 1 death respectively, but still just a little bit of a difference here in strategy. Deplete from Beyond just doing
le está durazo.
That's right, and as we speak, Deplete from Beyond's at 44% left on Four-Collar Zancha as Self-Reliance is setting up their Zancha pull as well, grabbing all the Guardians in together. And I kind of like what we saw from Deplete from Beyond, where they really waited to pull those Defilers, and they ended up kind of just almost wandering into them, really. They barely had to move to get the Defilers in.
Le vi encima los de Cas.
Already
Se lo
destroyed
limpian.
all of those trash mobs before they really encountered Zancha as well. So, hey, if they're able to have more single targets, they're able to have more damage, then great. Because this is what they need to get back into it, as they're almost in a dead heat. 7-8% difference in terms of trash going up between the two teams. I think that was just the difference between one of the skeleton packs, something along those lines.
And this extra patrol they pulled, the matron pack they pulled earlier in the first room. Either way, Self-Reliance did deal with an obelisk, right? While the Deplete from Beyond did not. So probably we see a quadra obelisk pull with the last boss for Deplete from Beyond side, unless they deal with a different obelisk in this area. But we only have the Void Weaver here on the right side. I very highly doubt they deal with that one, because
Es que, se murió alguien, no me di cuenta.
Of a mob to deal with the last boss, because the boss itself does not need any interrupts. So probably gonna see 4 obelisk pull here for the plate from
I
beyond.
think so, because they have the option of going
¿Rompe
with the
hielo?
caster or
¿Y
they
no
can go with the
ataca?
fear.
No,
Both
sí.
of them, you have to kill one of the noodles right next to it, and they're really inefficient to do if you're not pulling anything else on top of it. You saw Clicks run into a bit of trouble there, so he does get the feigned death and drop combat. It's likely that we're going to see... okay, they do have some
Al
of these
gusano
spots
también le
off in there
metieron.
as well. All the nameplates are getting all stacked up right there, so they should be able to get their 100%. And even though they will be over count, they need to hit 100% before the gate opens. What is that gate made out of? Just guano or flesh?
It looks like a huge spider web, but
Oh, that's
I
Tettles
don't see
later.
the spider.
I think Tettles will know.
Tettles would probably know.
Mira
He's the
cómo
more
anda el
expert,
ángel
of the caster team, of course.
que transmite.
But yeah, we see some of the lines, they're still working
93%,
on Sancha, they do finish it off now. But with the
100%.
amount of trash they need, they probably can't do it in one pull. We see Deplete from Beyond, they pulled everything on top of these last two mobs, finished it off in one pull. But yeah, I'm not sure if Self-Reliance can pull that off with their 21% that they need before the gate opens. All eyes on Deplete from Beyond now though, as they have to pull off this last boss with 4
¿Cuántos
awakened
pilares?
mobs at the same time.
That's right, here comes the spawn.
¿Cuatro?
They all are running in together for obelisks.
Es que tienen
They
TKs.
stand in the way from the Deplete from Beyond's victory and them moving to the lower finals right here as we start seeing, now you're having that hunter as well, getting that off taunt to help support the tank. We see the group just doubling back as well, and I like this positioning a lot to make sure those vile explosions are moving away from the group, and then they kind of have to just do these U-turns. They run out of it, do a quick U-turn, push the boss towards where they were just coming from, and again, the damage control. Nobody's playing too risky onto this one, and they're doing such a great job of positioning themselves and making sure they can immune off
Oye, mira
any
qué ordenado
of the,
esas,
the debuffs, any of the fears that they have to deal with as well.
esas áreas.
They've done good to be close enough to the middle of the room that they could drop a lot of their puddles and have more space to work with, because that Blood of the Corruptor adds so many void zones to the floor, and Self-Reliance are getting the last of their trash taken care of, but they're not quite fast enough for Deplete from Beyond.
Ooh, they actually had another fear cast come out here. The last fear was not able to be dispelled by Igloo. Rentari did get rid of it, but Igloo itself got feared, had no dispel left, no revival. They did manage to recover though. Looks like they didn't get the clean zone off. So the debuff is stacking up, and another fear coming out. Unfortunately, we do have the turtle coming out by Clicks and the AMS by the DK. So lots of
83%
immunities
ya.
they can use to get rid of that. But sooner or later, they need to finish up that awakened mob so they don't have to deal with any more of those fears, as it can cause quite a bit of issues. And there we go, the
Se
last
acercan las,
zone,
las pelotitas,
coming
¿no?
out to clear the debuffs off from the group. So Igloo does have a little bit of a breathing room as he's almost out of mana, having to deal with all of the incoming damage.
No, verdad, no tiene maná
Boss.
el monje.
And that's always the scariest moment, is once the damage really starts falling off, you still have to
Tiene
deal
que
with
ahorrar el
the
maná,
obelisk
y todavía está en
once, and you
67.
just don't have any damage to work with right there. So big kudos to the tank and the healer really for
Están
keeping
ajustando,
composure
¿ah?
so they can stabilize the group, because they'd already burned their revival, so they had no mass dispel because they used that on the very first fear that went out, so they could have more damage to destroy some of the early
Pero se
obelisks.
bajaron a los
Right
pilares.
now, they're playing clean, and it's just a 19 tyrannical.
Conté el enfoque del trueno. Chill.
Pulling
33% ya, y todavía tiene maná. Poco, pero tiene.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, they're just hoping for something to go wrong for the Deplete from Beyond side, but the Deplete from Beyond about to hit that last energy checkpoint and about to be able to take down the boss, and with it, take the Self-Reliance down and out of the game.
Yeah, what a series between Deplete from Beyond and Self-Reliance here. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I thought Deplete from Beyond are the clear favorites here in this series, but Self-Reliance definitely put up a really good show.
Murieron dos
Even
veces
this last underdog
Self-Reliance.
game has been really close. I mean, it was only a matter difference of the 4 obelisks
Ganaron.
versus the 3, and Deplete from Beyond winning against Self-Reliance 2-1.
Era Deplete from
That is gonna be
Beyond.
sending Self-Reliance out of the tournament, unfortunately, but like you were saying, Nagura, they definitely should be
Pucha,
proud of themselves. They had a really good run.
Maleado, la verdad, cuando se pusharon toda la sala del segundo boss con los de la entradita, con el segundo boss, loco. Maleazo, maleazo.